Hey everybody, clearing. All right, this is going to be a divine masculine check-in. However, we're going to look at their mundane world, their conscious mind. What are they aware of in their everyday, like grounded in the material realm stuff? And what do they wish they knew about their own scenario, what they're dealing with here that we're going to see? And what do they wish they knew about, or what do they want to know about the divine feminine that they're connected with? So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What can we see for the DMs that are in this collective that joins me here? What are they experiencing in their material realm, day-to-day life right now? What do they wish they had the answers to or information about, and what do they wish they knew about their divine feminine? What are they curious about regarding their divine feminine? And how that relates to their journey here. Okay, conscious mind about the connection in their 3D worlds. We're getting Wheel of Fortune and more than meets the eye. So they're looking for opportunities to see things in a deeper context. This is the card of the material realm. So flat out, they are saying we are observing beyond what meets the eye, because this is my card of seeing the divine, seeing the splendor, seeing more than meets the eye, and divine timing. So they're looking for the signs. Literally, they're looking for things on a deeper level than just the mundane. So if you thought your divine masculine had not evolved yet or awakened or was not in tune with these kind of energies, this is flat out saying they are actively looking for these awarenesses and opportunities to see things deeply in their reality. Sorry, I had something in my tooth. Okay, what do they wish they knew about this more? Oh, 9 of Cups, they're just wishing for more of it. Wow, that is really interesting. This is the water club mushroom. And water is emotion, so they're looking for more emotional connection to the signs and synchronicities, like they're here for it. What do they wish they knew about their feminine in this regard? Okay, 9 of Swords. Some of this stuff might be difficult to express to anyone, but they do know that their divine feminine might be somebody that would get it. And so it's about breaking the ice. I'm getting here that there's so much backlog of emotion, of signs, synchronicities, of awareness of this journey, that it's a little bit much to imagine just, authentically spilling the beans here and opening up a conversation. They have anxiety about how to approach this, especially because they have appeared to reject the feminine in the past. And so, they're just wishing to experience this on this deepening level now, where in the past they might not have felt ready for that. And so there is some anxiety about how to access this level of interaction. I'm getting a little bit of a message about being cautious not to be misleading when wanting to talk about this, because they don't want to prematurely make it look like it's love bombing or having an ulterior motive, or worse yet, because it's intriguing them, they don't want it to look like it's just platonic, but they don't want to lead you on that this is going to be have to develop into intimacy, physical intimacy here. If they want to do this justice. That's why they're letting it unfold naturally and waiting for divine guidance on these awarenesses. They're here for it. They're nervous. They believe it more than they ever have, but for whatever reason, guilty conscience, I just heard, they don't feel like the communication is at this stage. Okay, so what are they experiencing about their divine feminine? The Emperor in the reverse, inverse, says Son of the Morning. So in the inverse, this is deep internal logic, reason, stability, sorting things out. And the Eight of Pentacles is talking about doing the inner work. So this is letting go of control issues. We already saw that they are allowing the divine to show these deeper truths. And now this is also them not feeling like they have to effort, force, take action that they don't feel is pure in motive or intention. They're doing the work to find what their authentic truth is. You can't fake the real thing, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So it's like they're trying to find what their truth is, to see where the bedrock is between the two of you. What do they wish they knew? This is the prayer card, Page of Wands. So they want to know what the divine has to say about all of this, their connection to God, to the higher realms. They are leaning into interpreting things through a spiritual awareness, praying more. What would they like to know about their feminine? If you're open to them changing this way, if you can see them in a new light, if the work they're doing is going to be received authentically, if you're on the same page. I'm even getting here with these crows that they have had. Wow, that's a big message. These masculines may have possibly had legitimate visits from ancestors on your side, feminines, that have shown up in dreams, appeared to them in their meditation. They've sensed. There's something about possibly your ancestors and their ancestors working together on the other side to bring these in. Now, this can be parental figures in your living world or those loved ones that have crossed over. Take those messages as they resonate. They're not going to be for everyone, but some masculines are psychic enough to be understanding that on a deeper level. And they're wondering if you are working with the ancestors consciously. So some of them, if you are a medium feminine, some of these masculines wonder if you're getting messages from the ancestors regarding your connection. What can we see for the masculines on the heart space in their daily life about these connections? Princess of Cups and the Death energy in the inverse. So this is surrendering to the love here and going through a transformation where they're no longer pushing it away. They're allowing it to be heard and seen for what it is. So in the past, they thought it was too good to be true, or they just had so much hardened heart, like disbelief, that they were not interpreting the things you were offering the way they were intended. They weren't receptive. They weren't open to it. They did not believe. They were in disbelief that what you could have been offering came without a catch, that it was unconditional, that it wasn't a trap, a trick. So with their heart space, they're coming out of that fear mongering that anything that feels good is bad for them. Feels good on a soul level, not an instant gratification level. That's quite an opposite thing. These things that feel wholesome and nurturing and grounded and real, they were in the habit of distrusting those things. What do they wish they knew about this? King of Wands. They wish they knew how to channel this worthiness into the sexual, sensual connection. They know that this is the sacred aspect that needs to come into monogamy they can feel that this goodness between the two of you is the right direction, but they are still up leveling out of the ways of the world that make the naughty things, not that it can't be fun, this connection, but that over glorifies the kink versions of intimacy. Anything that's not genuine, that is an act, a role, a societal norm, machismo, anything that they feel they have to do that's inauthentic, they are rewriting their attraction, even if some of the things they enjoy might be deemed kink. It feels like they are teasing out between what's authentic to them and what isn't. And there are admittedly things for all of them that they don't enjoy, that they felt pressured by their friends, by society, by online things into dabbling in, that some of them got caught up in. It's kind of like eating junk food. If that's all you eat, your body craves more and more of it, trying to get nourishment. So I could say corn addiction here. Yeah, so for some of them on the heart space, they are actually letting go of addiction that way, sensual addictions. So what they wish they knew more is how to keep refining and what they need to do next to bring a wholesome energy, a truly divine energy to their sensual being. What do they wish they knew about the feminines in this sense? Wow, King of Swords, where you stand on it. What actually turns you on? What you actually deem the highest priority in the bedroom? What parts of them, what expressions that you've seen from them are the ones that ring true for you, feminines? So yeah, on the heart space, I would say there's this heart opening with the sensual connection, with all these messages. And furthermore, the Princess of Cups here, there is some lack of clothing on that card. This can be an underdeveloped feminine archetype that they specifically may have been taught, conditioned to prefer over mature, spiritually realized feminine energy. So any of the sensual kinks where the feminine is not intelligent, savvy, empowered, these masculines are realizing that's not going to serve either of you in any capacity going forward, and that this is so much more advanced and deep than those immature, imbalanced templates. So yeah, they are letting go of an underdeveloped sense of intimacy, and now they actually care what authentically turns you on mentally. Like, they want to hear your opinion. This is communication with the swords. So they may have tested to see what worked and what didn't, but I'm feeling they would actually like to have a conversation, to hear it out of your own mouth. Interesting. So their heart, they weren't brave enough to know because they were afraid of rejection, because they were just, I'm hearing for a lot of them, imitating what they had been shown or what they were raised on online, impersonal online things. they feel a real connection with you and they actually want to know here. So those messages aren't going to resonate in all ways with everyone, but that's what I'm getting here. So what can we see for the heart space for their divine feminine? Oh, well, there's the Queen of Wands and the Fool. So we just had the King of Wands, how they can embody this stuff. And then this, on the heart space, they want to take this leap of faith towards you as this counterpart, as this sensual, spiritual, tantric, sacred, intimate connection. It's like spiritual, sensual virginity. Like they feel like you are the first true sensual connection. They've not had the opportunity to connect with a perfect match like this. They're preparing for that. With the King of Wands in the inverse on their heart space, they are preparing for sacred consummation here. I'm also hearing that they have had, many of them have had opportunities to have cheap hookup interactions over the holidays, and that they have said no because they've had you on their heart and their mind, and they're reserving themselves for you, feminines. Wow. So abstinence, celibacy here coming in for these ones that are connecting the sacred with the sexual energy. That's beautiful. What do they wish they knew? Oh, the Lovers. So they're ready to explore sacred sensuality and true safety and intimacy. They want to experience the divinely intended intimate connection here. So they are going through a purification, and you are a major inspiration in this, feminines. So they may not be, wasting their sensual energy right now. They may be meditating. They may be asking for higher guidance. What can we see? What would they like to know about their feminine? The Devil in the inverse. If you're outgrowing certain things that they've seen you possibly drawn to or dabbling in, or certain things that you've communicated with, they're wondering, because this feels like in the past you may have said things, feminines, that could be not authentic about your preferences. And so with the Devil in the inverse, they're wondering if you're letting go of certain people, places, things, styles, techniques, energies. They're wondering if you're up to no good, I just heard, or if you're caving to attention from others. I just looked at the expression on this feminine. It's like, really? If you don't know me by now, masculine. It's kind of like that. So, but these masculines are very perceptive. So it may very well be in the energy that there is possible temptation for both at this time as a upgrade. What are the masculines aware of in their everyday life regarding what they want to manifest here? Oh yeah, they want to manifest this conversation about where you stand intimately. So they kind of do want to know if you're engaging with anything that is less than divine. This is implying that they know that you are counterparts, and that it's becoming more believable and rational that you are each other's match. Like, it's grounding. And so yeah, they're looking for confirmation. 5 of Cups, Lord of Loss in pleasure in the inverse. So these connections have gone through ups and downs, and it does feel like there was a disconnect in the pleasure here in the old ways. It's like on this journey, we all go through a calibration where our own sensual desires are all over the place. And then as we hone and refine and purify. Only certain things do it for us as individuals. And then these connections get tested together and we set healthy boundaries together. And sometimes if things aren't up to par, the sensual connection dips down and a loss in pleasure here. And so they want to know in a more personal, real, intimate way how to instigate, initiate, ramp up a genuine one-on-one personal sensual connection here instead of going through the rote learning. So some of them may have learned techniques or styles or different things, but they don't know what it is like to have a heart-based, deep love connection while exploring with somebody. These are really beautiful messages coming through I didn't expect here. So in the physical, these masculines are heavily focused on sacred sensual connection. Wow. What do they want to know more about this? The Death card again in the inverse. That's the second time. So they just want a temperature check of where things are at. They also want to express where they are at. So some of these masculines, might start to express that they've outgrown certain things. I'm hearing social media, you might see things where their posts are going to take on a bit of a new direction with being more righteous when it comes to intimacy. What do they want to know about their feminine regarding these manifestations? There's the Queen of Wands again. We had the King of Swords twice and the Queen of Wands. So these masculines have wanted to know, they just want to know what turns you on, not what does it for, I just saw 2222 for most feminines, but they want to really, as an extension of me, I just heard. Wow, so they just want to be seamless between. It's like instruments playing each other. I've never cared so much about someone's authentic experience of pleasure, I just heard. So they're realizing that your pleasure is their pleasure. Oh, wow. So I just got the distinct message that any of the less than wonderful shenanigans that these masculines have played, they've seen that when they've hurt you, they've hurt themselves even more. And so now they're realizing that the more pleasure they can bring you, the more pleasure they receive. Ooh. This is really one of those things, the two shall become one. This is how we do it. Okay, this is a glorious reading. What is the action these masculines are taking? Baby steps and seeing how it goes. So this is slow and steady, but real baby steps, one at a time. So they are going to be learning your pleasure. Wow. Wow, what would they like to know about this for their own? Three of Cups. That's just a message of third energies. And in the inverse like this, they don't care about what does it for anybody else. Past lovers, nothing. They want to know right now, in this day and age, with you, what does it for the two of you? You've changed. These masculines know that the sensual connection evolves with consciousness. At least if they didn't know that in the past, they are seeing that very clearly now, and they don't care what does it for anyone else. They're going in. They're going deep with you, feminines. This is hot. What do they want to know about you in this way? Okay, Nine of Coins. This is the not quite single card. They want to know what makes you weak. They want to know what your vulnerabilities are physically, sensually, with regard to them. They want to know what they have done that no one else has ever. They want to know what you see in them intimately that they can work with and cultivate that you haven't experienced with anyone else. They want to know what it is about them that really turns you on most. They want to know these vulnerabilities. They want to be entrusted with these wisdoms, this secret knowledge. So I think that's why they've got this anxiety that we saw in the first, is that, what was that message? They are wishing for this. So they're getting the signs and synchronicities of your sensual compatibility. So it's the divine timing, the way that your connection has played out with all the oddities I just heard, timing, every bit of it that's not typical. They're seeing it as an overview through this lens of sacred sensuality. And they want to know from your side of things what specifically has been remarkable. They know that you have shared with them that they do it for you. They know how you say you feel, but they're ready to extrapolate on these very intimate areas. What can we see for the biggest challenge? 9 of Wands, Lord of Great Strength, and the Emperor. So the biggest challenge is they don't want to come across as overly sexual, like obsessed or insincere. They want to know these things in a very finessed way, but authentic. They don't want to, they've got a lot of pent up sensual energy and they want to channel it appropriately. They don't want to be rushing. Ooh, this is a lot. Wow. Okay. So what do they want to know about how to contain their energy, cycle their energy? So some of them might actually be learning tantric techniques. Wow, the 4 of Wands. So they don't want to be premature here. Wink, wink. Oh my goodness. See, like anybody who thinks spirituality is prudish, the divine loves us so much that they created masculines to love on feminines. And I have said it and channeled it through that the feminines are the crown jewels of creation. It's not, to serve the masculine. The masculine is designed to love the feminine, and the feminine was created to be loved by the masculine. And that isn't for the masculine's sole benefit. That is so that all the feminine needs to do is receive pleasure. Seriously. And by receiving pleasure, that gives the masculine pleasure. This is the original template. Think of the Adam and Eve analogy where Adam is lonely and desiring, something to experience giving to. And it's the gift that keeps giving, children and projects and all of that. But the feminine is there created to be loved, to be loved. And so the masculine who really loves the feminine learns the feminine's pleasure, already has an innate knowing of their specific feminine's pleasure, but gets to really, I heard Stradivarius. This is about finessing and deepening and getting to really have that practical application. But it's the slow build with a focus here. And the 4 of Wands is the sacred union, the consummation, the spiritual foundation. It's in the inverse as well. So there is a organic unfolding here. So the masculines want to know what's going to genuinely bring these connections into spiritual foundation so they can be for life. They're getting it, feminines. They are getting it. What do they wish to know about their feminines? The Three of Wands, what the feminines are open to. They kind of just want to know if you're open to taking it slow, feminines, and getting to know each other this way. This is part of a very sacred courtship, I'm hearing. Ooh, I just heard I want to blow your mind on our wedding night. Whoa. This is a lot of energy to be channeling, y'all. What's the solution to this challenge of them like learning to contain their sensual energy so that they can actually, instead of just pouncing, they can actually learn you, feminines? Investing masculines in progress. So that is the advice here, is to fully invest. This is a gardening card. When it's been watered, it's been fertilized, it's been, no, not that kind of fertilizing. It's been, you know, the right light requirements. And then we wait. We wait for things to come to fruition. And this progress that happens when we put down what we think we know and we open our minds, we open to being fully present. So it is this, you know, giving space, masculines, allowing for this opportunity to really get to know each other in this way. This is deep, deep stuff. I wish this for all of us. My goodness. What can we see? What do the masculines want to know about this? Eight of Swords. How to get out of their own minds and that deep breath, right? Come in close enough with their feminine to allow this to start, like embark on this. There's quite a bit of processing these masculines are doing to get themselves in the hot seat, so to speak, to actually initiate this ask of their feminine without jumping in the sack. This is about like, can you take it slow, my feminine? Can we learn each other this way genuinely so that we have a memorable experience to forge our connection with for the rest of our lives? Whoa. What would they like to know about you, feminines, in this regard? The Hierophant. If you see that this is the spiritual key, that it's about this pleasure, about the sacred, do you want to actually set a foundation this way instead of jumping into it? Can we get on the same page to initiate something that neither of us have ever done before? They want to know if you're willing to surrender everything that you think the animalistic human being would typically do in the throes of passion, and really, I heard pick it apart intellectually in such a glorious way. Explore the mind, explore the tantalizing emotion, really get to know each other on those really delicious levels. Okay, bring it on, masculines. Gosh darn it, I've never had a reading like this, you guys. All right, what is the direction these masculines are imagining? Woo, the Knight of Wands. They're like dun 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 dun, riding in like a bolt of lightning out of nowhere, and like wrapping. It's like Zorro, wrapping this heartache all up in a string. Like, do you see what I'm doing there? Wow, I'm even wearing the red, like grounding it. Oh my gosh, it's hard for me to breathe and do this reading, everybody. This is like, put unprecedented in the comments below. This is an unprecedented reading. Lord of Flame and Lightning, like they're coming in hot, but it's not what you think. What do they want to know about this approach? 10 of Wands. How to end every little bit of burden for the rest of your life. No more heartache, no more strife. Wow. What do they wish they knew about you in this regard? If you see them as the King of Wands, they want to be seen as this King of Wands. Here's those baby steps. Here's the sun. We've seen some of these cards already in this reading. This is, you're nailing it, masculines. Nailing it. Nailing it. Nailing it. Wow. I'm a little bit speechless. Okay, what the heck? Let's get a Beyond Lemuria. Let's see what we can get here. I'm going to do one of these and one of the Starseed Oracle. What can we see for this collective with this incredible, unique gifts? 55, yeah. There's some changes coming in because this collective of, divine lovers is so, I want to say, even elite, sensitive, finely attuned. We are living treasures. We are gifts to humanity with how we can discern fact from fiction, love from fakery, genuine from a mask. Unless we have instrumentation like divine counterparts to get in there and hone this stuff, humanity is just bumbling around whatever. So there are very distinct sacred gifts to humanity that can come through this level of, standards, refining, righteousness, en masse. Okay, your superpowers, a sense of purpose, the meaning behind your quirks, exploring your interests, shortcomings as unique, undiscovered skills. Oh, the puns. That was punny. This is a really beautiful opportunity for the collective to gift humanity with sacred sensual awareness. Oh, that is one of the many divine purposeful things coming from these connections. All right. Many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.